And it was at that very moment that Orange realized he'd been eating a dirty gym sock the entire time!
Ew!
Did I overhear someone telling Creepypasta?
No, Pear was just telling an actual story about me.
So you actually ate a dirty gym sock? Like, the entire thing?
Are you surprised? That's not even that crazy for Orange.
Yeah, earlier today he farted the ABCs, so...
Enough! Listen, I thought I heard a creepypasta in progress, and I went to all the effort of doing my creepy entrance routine. I'm on a roll. We're just gonna go with it, okay? Now, who among you is brave enough to hear my newest creepypasta? The Funky Paw.
Is this anything like the famous short story, The Monkey's Paw?
No, that story isn't funky whatsoever.
Gotcha.
Now then, The Funky Paw is a story about a young grapefruit. Here we go. Yes, it is indeed coincidental that you are a grapefruit, and the story involves a grapefruit. Do not interrupt me again. Now then, on to my creepypasta, which is, as always, to die for. Once upon a time, there was a young grapefruit who cared very, very much about the way he smelled.
What is happening right now?
I realize it's coincidental. Now stop interrupting. For someone without a nose, the grapefruit's sense of smell was quite refined. One day, while shopping for rare scents in a shop he had never visited before, he was offered a horrible-smelling Funky Paw for purchase. The purveyor of the shop told him the paw would grant him 3 wishes, but there was a catch. All of his wishes would be granted in a rather funky fashion. The grapefruit purchased the paw, exited the shop, and when he looked back, the shop had vanished into a cloud of greenish gas. Nevertheless, the grapefruit rushed straight home with the paw and wished for a pile of money. It instantly appeared. The young grapefruit was overjoyed to find the paw worked. However, the pile of cash smelled rather funky. So funky, in fact, that no one would accept it as payment. No matter how much the grapefruit offered to pay, no one wanted his stinky money. And so, the grapefruit was left with a smelly pile of cash that was utterly worthless. The grapefruit decided to make his second wish, that the woman of his dreams would fall madly in love with him. Again, the wish came true immediately. She loved him dearly and could not be convinced otherwise, no matter what. You see, the grapefruit absolutely reeked. The stench of his money had permeated everything in the surrounding area, including the grapefruit himself. No matter how many times he bathed or tried to hide it with his ridiculous collection of body sprays, the grapefruit stank to high heaven. But his love was not deterred and remained entranced by him, even though she vomited whenever he came near. Eventually, the grapefruit was at the end of his rope. He was penniless, he smelled awful, and the love of his life was vomiting far too frequently for his life. I wish for the smell to go away, he thought to himself, before he realized he still had one wish remaining. Why, he could simply wish the smell away. And so the grapefruit took up the paw and began uttering his wish aloud, saying, "I wish for the smell." But then, in the middle of his sentence, he caught a whiff of himself and vomited uncontrollably. And unfortunately for him, the paw heard his request. He had wished for the smell, and that's precisely what he got. From that day forward, the funky stench spread across the land, causing everyone who smelled it to bark loudly and comedically. The smell was so bad that some people even barfed themselves to death, and the stench of their decaying bodies somehow made the stench even worse. Everyone knew it was the grapefruit who had brought the funky curse upon them. They did not seek retribution. To kill the grapefruit, they took kind. The true punishment was to allow him to live alongside his common habit of love and his funky-smelling cash every day for the rest of his natural life. The end.
Now that's a creepypasta that passed the sniff test.
All right. You caught me. My newest creepypasta will explain everything.
What? Just tell us!
It's entitled Ronald McDonald Face.
Ooh, let's hear him out, Little Apple. This one sounds really good, and I'm not clowning around.
Oh, it's good, all right. I believe the two of you will love it to death. Now then, once upon a time, there were two friends, a young orange and a young, outrageously tiny apple.
Not necessary, dude!
One day, the two friends learned that McDonald's was planning to offer some healthier options on its menu. Orange juice with its breakfasts and apple slices with its Happy Meals. This, of course, worried them slightly, as they were both now on the menu, so to speak. But they decided to have fun with it. The two friends started pranking each other by placing pictures of Ronald McDonald's face in surprising locations for the other to find. Inside the refrigerator, under the toilet lid, on the ceiling above the other's bed. The prank, which they called Ronald McDonald Face, was all in good fun. At first, because after the diminutive apple got Ronald McDonald faced by a picture taped to the bottom of a table.
Wait. I think you mean top of a table.
No, I mean bottom. I'm telling you, this apple was very short. Offended that the table prank had cashed in on his shortness, the apple decided to escalate the prank war. Soon, the friends were hiding wall-sized pictures of Ronald McDonald's face. Any window they opened, any closet door, any light switch they flipped was liable to terrify the living heck out of them. The two friends began to live in fear, terrified that the next Ronald McDonald face might be just around any corner, behind any door. They even began to dream about Ronald McDonald Face. After weeks of sleepless nights, they called a truce, but that didn't stop the Ronald McDonald Faces. Still, they appeared at home, at work, at school, in the bathroom, in the night. The Ronald McDonald Faces were bigger and scarier and more surprising than ever before. And what's more, Ronald McDonald's expression was growing more sinister with each and every appearance. His eyes began glowing red, and he began to wield knives with astonishing frequency. The orange and the apple both swore they were honoring the truce, which could only mean one thing. The newer, scarier Ronald McDonald Faces were appearing all by themselves. Just as they came to the horrifying realization, a gigantic Ronald McDonald Face burst through the wall and swung a knife down upon them. Instantly, the two friends awoke in their beds, having just had the exact same nightmare. They were relieved to find no knife marks on their bodies. It seemed they were safe from Ronald McDonald Face, at least for now. That is, until one day, McDonald's announced a new menu item. This was a hamburger, but it was no ordinary burger. You see, this burger had some very curious ingredients included in it. Ingredients you'd never think belonged in a burger. That's right. On top of the patty and lettuce and special sauce, this burger contained...
Pasta!
What? No. The ingredients were...
Pasta!
What are you talking about? Who would ever put pasta on a burger?
I don't know. You said the secret ingredient was weird, and what's weirder than pasta on a burger?
I suppose that's true, but...
So pasta was on the burger, and then Ronald McDonald Face burst in and ate the burger! The end!
Whoa! Hey, friends!
You wouldn't believe us if we told you, but it was Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Where's Creepypasta? I'd like to have a few words with that guy.
Don't worry, I'm with you always.
Okay, so that might have been a mistake. Not only because it's too dark, but also because Orange is inevitably gonna say the line,
Hey, who turned out the lights?
Oh, no.
Okay, found my flashlight. It's all gonna be okay. Just gotta switch it on and...